Okay, so what would you be doing if you could lift your performance to 100%? This is a question that we want all of our clients to be asking themselves before they come in, right? We just want you in that mentality of like, let's get past this limitation that I have and keep focused on our goal. Be prepared to come in and tell us what's important to you and where you want to be. What are the things that you can't do right now that are important to you that you want to be able to do? Okay, so when you come in and work with Lift Clinic, you're going to come in, you're going to work with one of our disciplines. You're going to have your first appointment with physio, chiro, or massage therapy. The important thing to understand is that we work as a team. So we're able to kind of conduct that initial assessment, get you some information, tell you what we think is going on with your shoulder, and then let you know if it's going to be helpful to work with another discipline. And if so, to be able to do that as a team so we can kind of apply our collective skill set to get you where you need to be. We try to be really thorough. We try to incorporate a head-to-toe assessment. So we will look at the region, but we will also look at literally movement from head to toe and try to understand how that all sort of works together. How your shoulder is working in the context of your trunk rotation or your neck movements and your neck health. Because for example, your nerves from your neck go to your shoulder. That's what controls your shoulder movement. It's extremely common that we'll have limitations in movement somewhere in the neck that are going to cause some irritability within the neck, putting some pressure on the nerves and therefore irritating your shoulder. Why is it important to seek treatment as soon as possible? The main thing here is we want to get that early initial diagnosis, right? We just want to know what's going on and start getting you informed about what are some of the best things that you can do right now, okay? In most cases, if you have shoulder pain or if you experienced an injury, there's something that was underlying in the first place. So we want to be able to assess both like what's your issue, how to start getting it better as soon as possible, but we also want to extend that assessment to look at what is the root cause of this issue for you and make sure that that's being addressed, okay? So coming in sooner than later. If your shoulder's in a lot of pain, we'll tell you how to kind of take that pain down, but we're also going to start to look at like what are those root causes and begin to address them as soon as we can. The main things that we treat are things like rotator cuff injuries where we've had a traumatic injury and a sudden onset of pain in the shoulder, as well as we see things like slap tears, which is like a labral injury. It's just part of the cartilage that helps create almost like a suction cup to kind of contain the ball in the ball and socket and give stability to the shoulder. Those two injuries also happen sometimes with things like throwing or arm swing or racket sports. In a situation where you went from no pain to suddenly having pain in a single motion, that's where we're suspecting those more like traumatic injuries. Also for traumatic injuries, sometimes we'll have like AC joint injuries. If you've fallen on the ground or kind of crashed into the boards in hockey or something like that, direct impact to the shoulder blade, we'll tend to get those ones. And then we have a lot of just chronic shoulder pain where sometimes people describe chronic shoulder pain as like this upper trap, sort of like neck shoulder thing. We'll also have out in the rotator cuff, and it's just like it's pinchy when I go this way or it's pinchy when I go this way. So shoulder impingement, those are the main conditions that we treat a lot of. The question is, what is optimal shoulder function? Really, we're looking for range of motion, strength, your ability to produce powerful, forceful movements. What this looks like is, simple screening. Can we go overhead? Can we reach to the shoulder blade over here? Can we reach up in behind our back to touch the back of your shoulder blade at least? Can we go straight overhead and get our arm like right beside our ear kind of thing? Can we take a weight and push it straight overhead? Can we throw? We drop to a push-up, that kind of thing, and accept a lot of force. Can we do these sort of movements with some kind of endurance as well? Be able to tolerate a fair bit of it without any sort of discomfort. So that's kind of what we look at from an optimal function point of view for the shoulder. But when we come to assessing it, we're going to look at how the shoulder blade is interacting with your trunk, how your trunk mobility and your neck mobility are affecting the function of the shoulder. So we're kind of taking a broader regional point of view, to be able to understand if you have all the building blocks in place for like that bulletproof shoulder and being able to do everything you want for a long time. It's really helpful if you're wearing something that's going to allow us to be able to see as much of your back as possible. So tank tops with a deep back are really ideal, or like most men will come in t-shirts and just go shirtless for the assessment. How long does it take for you to heal? So the question is really just comes down to our assessment. What are we seeing on assessment? What's the injury here? Sometimes some indicators are how long has this been going on for. So if something's been going on for years and you have like multiple limitations in your trunk rotation and like your scapular mobility and all that kind of stuff that are leading to this, then it might take a little while for that to all get sorted out. In other situations, it might be the first time that you've ever had shoulder pain. Let's say you're pretty young and there's something really simple, and so it's just really easy for that to kind of work its way out. But we'll be able to let you know when you come in for your assessment.